Hello, I'm Cole.
I'm Alexis.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Corey.
And I'm Stephen with a PH.
And today we will be presenting on common fraud issues that occur in small retail establishments such as yours, and prevention and detection methods you can take to resolve these issues. Skimming is the theft of cash from a victim entity prior to entry in accounting systems. Due to limited resources and personnel, small retail operations can be extremely susceptible to skimming, as it's often as simple as the perpetrating employee opening the cash register and grabbing some bills. According to the Corporate Finance Institute, skimming is responsible for 11.9% of fraud cases involving small businesses, with a median loss of $53,000. For most small businesses, that amount of money can be make or break.
All right, let me tell you a few ways to prevent and detect skimming. On the employee side, you can make sure you have access codes for your register, so each employee gets assigned a different PIN in order to access that register. The other thing is you can have 2 employees count each till at the end of the night. If this is a serious problem for your company, you can also have multiple till counts during the day. On the management and accounting side, you can make sure you reconcile your bank statements. The other option is that whoever makes the deposits, make sure that it's a different person than who makes the recordings. Now onto the detecting side of things. Like I previously mentioned in preventing, bank recs will also work as a way to detect it. Another option is to look at the activity logs, and you can compare what time these are happening and compare it to who is working to try and figure out who is doing this. You can also compare when you count the till to what the computer system says that the amount should be in the till. You should also have carbon copies of both the documents from the computer system and also your bank statements as well. The last option is segregating your registers, so each employee can only use a certain register.
Time theft is the misappropriation of funds through the overpayment of wages. Most small retail establishments pay hourly wages, so time theft usually takes the form of either falsified hours recorded as worked or using company time for anything other than authorized employment-related duties. The American Payroll Association reports that more than 75% of US businesses are affected by time theft. And due to the nature of the specific type of business, small retail establishments are almost certainly experiencing this at higher rates. The simpler the payroll system, the easier it is for employees to commit time theft. For example, a business that uses the most basic type of payroll system, which would be the handwritten paper time card, may experience employees rounding to the next half hour when they may have only worked a fraction of that.
There are many tools available for the prevention of time theft. One such tool is the security camera. If an employee feels as if they are being observed, they'll be less likely to commit time theft. Security cameras are a great tool for businesses just to record other incidents that may happen.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy. That hurt.
Another way to prevent time theft would be to use more advanced systems for clocking in and out. By using a computerized system, times are recorded more accurately and with less errors. You could also require your employees to use the last 4 digits of their social security number when clocking in and out in order to prevent some buddy punching. However, some employees might not have any problem sharing this information with each other. So if that's the case and buddy punching is still a serious issue, we need to move to some more advanced measures. Biometric scanners can be integrated with your timekeeping system to ensure that workers cannot clock in and out on behalf of somebody else. These systems currently work through the use of a fingerprint scanner or facial recognition technology. Now, while a system like this may sound extreme, these systems, for a basic model, only run in the $300 to $400 range. And if you catch some time theft going on, that can pay itself off real quick. One last thing for prevention can be having a manager approve of the employee's hours before they are submitted for payroll. Oh yeah, come on in.
Hey, so I was about to sign off on your hours, but something looks wrong.
Well, that's no good. What seems off?
Well, to start, it says here that you come in at 6 a.m. every day.
Yep, that's right. I'm just I'm a morning person. The early bird gets the worm after all.
Yeah, but I also start at 6 a.m. and I've never seen you once.
Yes, but I'm also kind of a ninja, so you probably didn't see me.
Okay, but you've never taken a lunch break, and ninjas have to eat too.
Nope, not me. I have this nutrient bag here. It's hooked to me intravenously, so I never have to leave my desk.
Okay, but there's an even bigger issue. It looks like you work a full shift every weekend. We're not even open on weekends.
Yeah, but the closing guy, who's also me, just leaves the doors unlocked, so I come in on the weekends and work extra hours for the good of the company.
Okay, I can understand that, but it says here you also worked 16 hours on Christmas Day.
And I wouldn't have spent it any other way. All I wanted for Christmas was overtime.
All right, but if you worked so much extra, shouldn't you be a top performer at this company?
No, I don't think that's a good way to measure how good an employee is. Just ask any one of my peers. Ask any customer I've worked with. They're all gonna say that I'm a good worker.
Okay, I guess I'll sign off on your hours, but only if you show me your ninja skills.
Oh, like right now? I'm not sure if I could really do that.
Well, how am I supposed to believe you work these hours without a demonstration? Wow, he's good. I guess I'll approve his hours.
Now, even if your time thief has managed to get past your preventative measures, there are still ways that we can detect if time theft has happened. To find evidence that time theft has happened, look through your timesheet and look for unusually round numbers, because employees usually don't come in at the exact same time every day. Also, consider comparing your budgeted labor hours to the actual hours. And lastly, if you suspect that a certain employee has been committing time theft, go ahead and look at the times on their timesheet and compare it to other evidence such as a security camera.
Our last main area of fraud is related to sales discounts and allowances. This can occur when an employee applies a discount to a transaction that is unauthorized and therefore could be beneficial to the customer, the employee, or both of them. This can also occur when an employee applies a discount to a legitimate transaction but requires the customer to pay full price and therefore pockets the difference between the full price and the discounted amount.
So stating the prevention methods for the sales discounts and allowances would be having the manager enter the discount code whenever the customer would like to use it or whenever the employee would like to use it. You can also have a max amount of the discount an employee is allowed to use during the year, a month, a quarter. You can decide that as a company. And then you can also limit the number of discounts the employees can use instead of having a max. And then the last one would have the manager's presence at the business, because employees are less likely to use their discount when it is not appropriate. So the detection methods for sales discounts and allowances could be, you can run a report that shows the employees' IDs and then the number of discounts and allowances given. You can also look at the customer list. So since we are a small retail business, each customer can have a specific number and you can see how many discounts they are allowed. And then you can look for unauthorized no charge sales on one of those reports. And then you can also look for your inventory levels and make sure your inventory levels are correct whenever you audit your inventory. And then you can also run a report for unauthorized sales.
So along with our prevention and detection methods that we previously stated for our 3 fraud areas, We also have 3 tips that you can also apply to further prevent the ability of fraud from happening. The first tip we would like to give you is by segregating the duties of your employees, specifically in the areas of collecting cash, recording transactions, and making deposits. The next tip is to have your tilling area along with the area where your employees time in to be in the same general area. This can create accountability from your employees because they have the eyes of other employees on them at all times, especially in the tilling area. So the ability of skimming, for example, would be less likely to occur. For our final tip, we would suggest that during the hiring process, you vet your potential employees along with providing the employees with an informational video about basic fraud. This video should include the basic fraud systems that your company already has incorporated. It should also include information about the hotline for your employees that will allow your employees to go somewhere if they see something out of the ordinary. And then finally, information about the already in place management oversight that your company has.
In conclusion, by taking our advice for prevention and detection on the 3 types of fraud we mentioned, as well as using the tips that can apply to all 3 types of fraud, we hope that you can substantially reduce fraud in your small business. Thank you for your time.
Don't you dare!